We have a little bit of a weather window. Let's go and see if we can't find these pots before this rain comes on. I was having to haul the pots against the wind and the tide. I don't know if you noticed, like the boat was buffeted up against it. Yeah, I've earned these ones, but I tell you what, they've done well. Yeah. Right. First up, first to check. Let's get these ropes from underneath my feet. First pot has, what are we looking at? A female, probably on the limit. This one might actually be a size lobster. Oh, it's just, I'll give her a millimetre. She's a millimetre shy, but still a lovely lobster. Oh, our lovely little haul. What we got in here? We have a little male and two little males. These are both clearly undersized. I'll give it another year, maybe a year and a half, and these two will be legal to take. They've been eating a wrasse. This one though, this one looks bigger. Oh yes, there's a keeper. Another male, 3 males in one pot. Sausage party. And we have a little female velvet swimming crab and possibly what looks like another sized lobster. Another male. Loads of males in this one. I don't even really need to measure. Nah, well over. So yeah, we have 2 sized lobsters. That's absolutely incredible. We have really struggled all year from the octopus, and I was beginning to doubt whether or not we still had plenty of lobsters on the ground. But yeah, this little patch of ground what I'll put onto now, the last 2 hauls have been fantastic. Yeah, 2 stunning lobsters. Both males. 2 cock lobsters. Couldn't have come at a better time as well. These are going to be absolutely delicious. We'll get these pots rebaited and shot back. From a wrecking trip like that, there is stacks of bait left. I mean, we do a really good job of filleting. There's next to nothing left on these frames. You can see daylight through them, but there's just enough there where a lobster or a crab can pick through and take some off. A lot of people commenting and say you could make stock or you could make fish soup out of it. You can, but I'd much rather try and turn it into a lobster. clean down time and home. I've said this a few times before, but this is by far my favourite time of day. The colour changes you get over a span of about 15 minutes of that sun coming up are spectacular. Let's go and see if we can't find these pots. Oh, that'll wake you up in the morning. I've had to come out here at high tide, so it means I'm pulling the pots up higher. But conditions in 6 hours on low tide are not going to be this calm. Well, they have done very well. Get all these ropes out from beneath my feet. Okay, well, we'll start from this end. Oh. Now, we have had a very difficult year so far with all the octopus. Anybody who's watched previous videos from earlier on in the year, you'll have seen me all up and down the coast, probably from Weymouth all the way down to Land's End. There's just been like an invasion of that Mediterranean octopus. Now, we had speculated that it were only here during the world, like when the water was warm. The water is now 10.2 degrees, so it's colder. And over the last couple of hauls, I don't know if I've just managed to find a little pocket of lobsters or if the octopus have moved off, so the lobsters are all coming out to feed, because we have caught more lobsters probably in this set of 3 pots that we've had here than I've had probably in the last 2 months. I think that's a bass frame. You can see by like the little, it looks like a little dragon skull, doesn't it? Right, first out the pot, I'll take the spiny spider crabs. Do we have one of each, or do we have 2 females? 2 females, 2 female spider crabs. They'd be about on the legal limit, but we prefer the white meat over the brown meat, and females have got more brown meat than white because the white's in the claws and the legs. In this pot we actually have 3 lobsters and you little monkey, a female velvet swimming crab that's just nipped me on the end of my finger. Yeah. I am suspecting that they're all going to be undersized. This is a female, I would put her down to it, yeah, she's about 80 mil. But interesting, this one's even smaller, this one's a little male, is how much pink and white she's got in her. And compared to this guy, he's almost the same size, caught on the same ground in the same pot, and yet there's a lot more blue. Oh, actually there's some I can show you with these ones. What's this one? This one's going to be close. Oh, it might be a marginal, it might just be. Oh, crikey. I don't know if you can see that wiggle. There's a millimetre in it. This one is a millimetre undersized. Another female. But, an interesting thing to note about these, although if you ever do see a lobster or a crab with those marks, and you see those dots on the claws, those are pinch marks from another crab or a lobster. So another crab or a lobster has nipped this one's claws. Probably how she's ended up losing the end of this one. But they do have two different types of claws, like right-handed and left-handed almost to speak. They have a crusher, which is generally a larger, stronger, duller serrated claw, and a cutter, like a little pair of scissors. The serrations on this one are loads finer. What it does with prey is it grabs hold of it with big crunching hand, kills it, and then cuts it up with this pair of scissors. This one has the crusher on the right and the cutter on the left. And this one has the crusher on the left and the cutter on the right. So yeah, left-handed and right-handed lobsters. We will see you probably in a season. One more shed and it'll be oversized. Oh, this pot here has got a big pollock skull in it from when we went out pollocking. I do reuse a lot of my frames. Any of the old, when I fillet them, I do a pretty good job of filleting them. Like, there's not much left on there. You could probably make stock or soup out of it, but you wouldn't be picking an awful lot of meat off, whereas these guys can pick every last little speck off. So yeah, rather than turning all my frames into stock, I prefer to try and turn them into a crab or a lobster. Now, you can't quite grasp the smell of that pollock head. I'm going to leave it right there. I'm not going to do much with it. There's some vertebrae. But yeah, first out of this pot, there's a little brown edible crab. And a velvet. So yeah, in two pots we have had three different types of crab. We've had the brown edibles, we've had the spider crabs, and we've had the velvets. But yeah, again, this one's undersized. Another little cheeky velvet. And in this pot again we have three lobsters. This is amazing. This is fantastic. What we got with this one? Little female. I have a feeling that we're going to be out of luck. Yeah, she's probably 4 or 5 mil undersized. Also, she only has one claw. Well, see you later, little girl. Oh, this one looks better. This one looks better. Oh, for crikey's sake. That tiniest little bit of a wiggle. Yeah. Another millimetre undersized. What are you? Another little female. I reckon you're going to be undersized as well. Yeah, by a good margin. So, 2 more undersized lobsters. So we're going to be doing all right in here when we come to one more shed. Close but no cigar. Let's hope that the last pot can do a little better. It certainly looks like it has. Okay, well, seeing as you are presenting yourself to me, I shall lift you out first. There are actually 4 lobsters inside of this pot. That is absolutely fantastic. Yeah. We were doing hauls. We were doing hauls over like 3 weeks and getting naught but octopus. Truly hope that this is a sign of things to. Yes. We have a size lobster. And a nice one too. A big old cruncher on it. A male. Yeah. Perfect. Drop you down there, sunshine. Another big pollock skull. We have a little one little female. You alright? You still alive? Yeah, she is. Yeah. I think other guys have been picking on it because he's only got one claw on. And it's a little one. So he's actually lost that claw before. He didn't have much luck, this one. 3 or 4 mil. A little velvet. And the last one out of the pot. Another male. I tell you what, there are some honest fishermen around here. Because how many marginals have we had? I think someone who was a little bit nefarious would have stuck them in a bucket and hoped they didn't get caught. But yeah, another marginal. So how many is that? Is that 3 or is that 4 that we've had that have been 1mm undersized? I'm not that guy. Leave those frames in there. See if they can't suck the last little piece of goodness out of them. We'll get these pots rebaited and shot back. And it is turning into an absolutely stunning morning. I tell you what, I'm just going to spin you around. I do love coming out and working the pots. I love being out at sea. But especially when the backdrop is like that. Doesn't get much better than that, does it? Back to work. Clean down time and home. What a beautiful morning. What a stunner. A little bit of a weather window in the afternoon. Let's go and find these pots. Hello. And again. But wind against tide. I don't know if you've noticed it's a little bit sloppy. Well, yeah, I've got them. First pot, not much in it, but a little baby bullhuss. Mentioned in videos before about how small bullhuss can be confused for dogfish. That might even be one of this year's. That'll be a bass for him. And some velvets. 3 velvet swimming crabs. In this pot here we have a cracking lobster. She's been chewing down on a big pollock skull. That is a lovely hen lobster, and she's actually pregnant, carrying a lot of eggs underneath. Yeah, she's a monster. She'll be at least 110 mil. Now I'm going to put her down in a bucket and we'll deal with her in a second. You're not allowed to land them, but I'm going to talk to you about her in a second. We have all sorts in this pot. A real mixed bag. Yeah. Another big pollock frame's done the business. That is a fair-sized male brown edible crab. In fact, he's just under legal. This male brown edible crab needs to be 160 and he is about 145. So yeah, 15 mil under. Needs to be the longest one. He's also got a black spot, which is a disease that they get. Like it's not going to kill it, but it does make the meat undesirable. So yeah, he's going back anyway. Another velvet. Another velvet. A little lobster. A little male. And to make it all worthwhile, the last one out of the pot, just checking him. Yep, that is a stunning male lobster. Oh yeah, it'll be 100 mil that one. That is a beauty, and that fella is coming home with me. Incredible how we've managed to finish the season so strong, considering how much trouble we'd had with them octopus. Yeah, a wonderful cock lobster. I'm going to put this guy down in a separate bucket so he doesn't fight with that hen. And we'll get these rebaited, get the rope shorted, and shot them back. Let's have a quick clean down and we'll look at that buried hen. There we are. You might have heard me discuss this before, but a female lobster is called a hen and a male is called a cock. And the way that you can tell the difference between the two is we have two here that are almost the same size. This one's a male, this one's a cock, that one's a female, that one's a hen. Males generally have larger claws, as you can see there. Males also have a narrower tail. So down there on a male is narrower than a female. I'm going to try and show you in the best way possible without getting bitten. without getting nipped. The female has got a much wider tail than the male. The reason for that is, the reasons that the female have a wider tail, the female's tail flares out. The male's tail is round and the female's tail flares out. Is because when she's pregnant, she holds her eggs there underneath the tail. We don't need to worry so much about these coming off because they're held on with an enzyme. When they start off, they're green and then they go black, then red and black and they hatch. These are just between green and black. So she's only just laid these. There are a couple of bylaws in Cornwall pertaining to lobsters when they're pregnant. You can't land a pregnant lobster. She's got eggs, she's pregnant, you can't land her. There is something called a V-notching scheme, which is where you mark the tail of a proven breeding lobster, it doesn't matter male or female, and that means that you can't land it while it's got a V. The V will grow out after a couple of years, but you could mark the tail of this lobster, for example, just like that V there in her tail. She's now a V-notched lobster. So even when she sheds these eggs, even when these eggs hatch off, you still can't land her because she's now V-notched. It's a way of maintaining a breeding stock on the ground at all times. Stick one on the opposite side of her. Right, calm down, love. There you go. It's bought in a brand new pair of V's. And all it does is it just takes out a little piece of shell. Now, it doesn't hurt her. People have said to me before, it said, why do you do both? And I made a joke about saying, well, if I only do one, when she swims, she'll swim round in circles. Now, the reason why I do both is because something might happen to one of these telsons, something might happen to one of these flaps. It might get ripped off in a fight, it might be, a predator might come and get hold of it. She would still be V-notched. There is a bylaw also pertaining to mutilated tail lobsters, so if one of these got ripped off, it would still not be landable, but that's the reason why I do them. I wish you the best of luck, little lady. Let's just drop you back. There you go. See you later, little lady. And you, sir, he is coming home with me. Good morning. We have an unusually nice day for December. Now, usually, historically, I have always brought my lobster pots in at the end of November, just because December, January, February, March, they're not only the hard months for catching, but also the weather is very unpredictable. You can't always guarantee that you can get back out your pots. Real big storms can rip them out of the ground and tear them up, and yeah, it's not worth it for me. We have had a very difficult year with the octopus. Lobster catches have been down, lobster and crab catches have been down throughout Cornwall and much of the south coast. Right at the end of November, I did manage to find a really good patch of ground that still held some lobsters. So I have sneaked in an extra 3 weeks. We are just before Christmas and I am doing what is going to be the last haul of 2025. Bringing the pots ashore. Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. This is better than when we're having summer September. Let's go and find these pots. Blimey. I could only get out here at this state of tide, and the tide is running. I usually like to try and hold the pots at low water slack. Yeah, I've had to come right through the middle of the tide because I couldn't come here any other time. Yeah, that was hard work. In fact, I might even strip a layer off. Okay, well, this pot, I'm saving the best till last. There are a lot of little crabs in here. That is a good sign, but just there's a lot of life on the seabed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. These are mostly velvets. These are velvet swimming crabs. We do have a little brown edible in here as well. So yeah, the fact that there's a lot of life on the seabed, I mean, some of the other places where we're shooting the pots we weren't getting anything but an octopus. This shows that this piece of ground here has either survived them or they've left and everything else has come back out of hiding. This pot here, again, has got a lot of life in. This is a pollock frame, and it has really done the business for us. We'll get rid of crabs. In fact, this is a female velvet swimming crab that's carrying eggs underneath. Little brown edible, little brown edible, another little brown edible, and in there we have 1, 2, and in this other side as well we also have one. We have a little one. We have 3 lobsters. Right, first one out, this little guy. Missing a claw, well undersized. But we have that's a marginal. That is a fraction undersized. Is this guy going to be the same? No, this one's going to be bigger. Please be bigger. I would put that bang on the measure. That is, measure it on the other side as well. Yeah. In fact, maybe 0.5 millimetre over. So yeah, the difference of 1 millimetre is the difference of coming home with me or going back. Two females. Oh, I've mixed them up. Which one's which? Which one's which? Right, that's the size one. That's the undersized one. Undersized going back. You're coming with me. Flipping it. Whoa. This pot has really done the business. There is all sorts in here. I mean, you can see probably 5 crabs, a couple of lobsters. Is there 2? 1 or 2? That is a happy looking pot. A lot of female spider crabs though. We do take spider crabs from time to time, but we prefer to take the males because the males have got larger claws. I'll maybe be able to show you here. Ooh. Straight away, immediately, this lobster here. She's carrying eggs. I will talk about her in a second. This is the 3rd buried hen that we've had in 3 hauls, I think. Oh, calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. I'm just putting her down to a side because I'm going to V-notch her and talk about her in a second. But yeah, I'm not keeping her. You're not allowed to keep her. I'm just keeping her aside for a second while I sort this out. This is a male spider crab. You can immediately tell the difference in the size of the claws, also in the behaviour. This is like a submissive pose. She's protecting her vital organs. He, when I got rid of him, was all about the aggression. Aggressive pose, defensive pose. Also, these are the claws on a male, whereas these are the claws on a female. Chalk and cheese in it. I am going to keep him. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and another one in there, 5 spider crabs, female spider crabs. Yeah. It's good to see that there are some still on the ground because they have taken an absolute battering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A velvet swimming crab, another velvet swimming crab, and a little baby lobster. Well, this is by far the best haul that we've had for variation and for crabs. I am really glad that I kept it going those couple of extra weeks that we've now got a lobster for Christmas. The price of lobster at this time of year prohibits us really. Well, they are expensive. Like nobody can tell you different. If we didn't catch them, we wouldn't eat them. That's how expensive they are. I just can't justify the cost. Yeah, we've got a bit of tidying down to do. What I'm going to do, of course I'm taking all these pots with me. I'll store them on deck and I'll talk to you about that lobster and I'll drop her back. I believe that I have already done this to death. I have talked extensively about lobsters, about the bylaws, and about buried hens, as in lobsters with eggs. Now we have caught, I think we've caught 3 or 4 in like the last month. I've talked about their eggs going from different colours, from green to black to red and black, and then they hatch. We've had some greens and blacks, and these are just about to turn to red and black. Some of them are semi-opaque. I'm going to get my other camera out and show you real quickly, then just knock her a couple of sets of V's, and then I'm trying to show you the colour of these eggs. But unfortunately the boat's rocking around a little bit. You see that some of them are starting to go semi-clear. Yeah. Not long and they'll be hatching. What's interesting is we have minimum landing sizes to make sure that animals have had chance to breed before they can be legally caught. Now the legal landing size for lobsters in our area is 90mm. This lobster, I believe, is under 90. Yeah. She's 87 or 88. So she is undersized and yet she's breeding. That for me, that shows me that the minimum landing size is perfectly placed, being that lobsters will have had a chance to breed once or twice before they can legally be caught. If you have a minimum landing size that's lower than the size that they get to when they get sexually mature, pollock for example, they can be landed at 30 centimetres. It's been scientifically proven that they don't reach sexual maturity until they're between 45 and 50. So you are catching them before they've had a chance to breed and replenish the stock that you are taking out from. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why you have minimum landing sizes and why I feel that they should be based around the science. I'm going to get a photo of her. It is interesting also that she has got the odd keel worm on the side of her, so she's been in this shell a while. Tell you what, they've done some lobsters these. I think I'm due a new pair of these for Christmas. Even though they say they're stainless, they're not. I had my finger there, you. And there's her V's. Right. going to drop her back now. There you go, little girl. See you later. Well, for the last haul of the pots of 2025, the real last haul of the pots of 2025, that was a blinder. Let's get tidied down and get these last back. I hope you enjoyed joining me. I hope you found it interesting. All the very best. See you later. 2 days later. I think we made the right decision to bring them pots ashore. Get blown away down here. See you later. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out the Fishlocker YouTube channel, where we have hundreds of videos from our adventures just like this one. We upload new videos every Sunday evening, so don't forget to click subscribe and we'll see you on the next one. Let's go.